as they prepare themselves for this event, because in their mind, with what they did at Pro League, I think they're a contender to close the whole thing out. I think they could make that case for sure.
No question. Honestly, it's the first time that I myself have gone in towards a challenger event and said, okay, there is a North American team that has legitimate shot of taking it all. And you
So
look at the
you're telling me
competition
there's
you're
a
up
chance.
against. Yeah, I mean, I think more than a chance. I would even say favorable odds
Yeah.
that MA could come out and win Challenger Atlanta, even a wild card. I think that
Yeah,
they could go in as maybe a dark, I don't want to call them a dark horse, but I guess they could be a team that comes out and is able to perform at a level that people may not expect. Anyway, let's focus in on this match right here. We're underway. Pistol round, NRG, M80.
Let's see what they got here cooked up for us on the pistol. Out of the gates, some pressure being put on towards this catwalk. There's a flashman to cue up the aggression. It's also going to cue up this mid play. Finally a swing. Oh, they just waited. They suffocated this mid hold and swing at the perfect time. Automatic's aim gets a little shaky as soon as they pressure, and that's how they close things out here. It's going to be a very strong 2v4 now. And with that kill going through, I feel like, yeah, the B side has to be where they finish. And there's a chance for Nitro to put up some decent little resistance with this USP, but he needs to get his teammate called over in time. It's a fancy smoke.
Yeah. Bit of a gap on the right side.
Yeah,
but
could be
not
used.
too bad.
Against
No.
him.
Yeah, you definitely used against him. Breeze, the last one standing. Definitely going to be a player to watch here tonight. He has been at the top of the scoreboard more often than not, but this time he is on the bottom of the floor there as he gets headshotted by Sin. That'll do it. 1-0 in favor of M80. But yeah, no, players to highlight for Energy, of course, just mentioned Breeze. Hex is the other one who has been popping off in a significant fashion for this squad throughout the weekend in the Revival Cup Series number 3. He was incredible. Breeze was as well. So, I mean, those are the two names you always want to watch. And then after that, it's not like these guys are slouches. You Nitro, you got OC, you got Automatic. All three of them can frag out. So it's a solid roster. And obviously the same thing on the M80 side, but we all know what M80 can do. They've already proven themselves at the tier 1 level.
Yeah, I mean, no question. And like you said, Hex on the other end of things with his current form is probably the most exciting I've ever seen him in North America. The numbers that he's been dropping are in tip-top shape. I think he has really taken the motivation of Nitro. I think he's even been given a little bit more trust and faith in this team, and he has passed the test in terms of the resources that he's able to gather. Sometimes it's not even resources, though. I think he just trusts himself so much with his firepower at the moment. So it's good to see him in confident form, and I'll be obviously like looking to see that carry forward in the future. Because he was, I mean, in a very similar way, like a hot prospect, like Lake in the past. He's looking to show exactly why he's the guy that can get the job done for this team.
No question. Well, now's going to be a good time to try and prove that, as it's already been 2-0 here for M80. Pretty decisive start from them as well. Only one frag to speak of for NRG, and that was in the pistol round. Obviously, it was Nico in the previous one. They got to buy up here. The problem is 3 M4s, 2 FAMASas, no util, only a flashbang and a smoke. Outside of that, they're a little bit stuck, so they're going to have to take some fights and win them quickly. OC already leaning in towards a red room. Lake and Slacks on the other side. They could be in trouble, Lake and Slacks, because if the pinch comes through from Jonah, there's problems happening here. Slacks gets one. This flicks around to get the second, and Lake finds Breeze. The pinch was on, but nothing happened. 4v2, only Hex and Nitro left, and they're on the outside looking in with only the FAMASas. All 3 M4s are gone.
But just quick spring into action right there for the side of M80. They take this control so effectively, and then as soon as they get the chance, they get explosive on the inbound. And this save is not secure. They're going to be hunting very quickly. That's a nice kill from Hex, but Sin's right around the corner ready to shut it down. And there goes your first gun round, kind of swiped aside by M80 with some quickness. It's one of those problems that I see a lot on Ancient in particular, is these first gun rounds on the CT side, especially if it's a third round buy, are always missing some of that crucial utility. It requires a little bit more contacting. And these are some of the problems NRG fall into right there. This hunt, this Famas should be safe. He's hiding.
Yeah.
They knew where he was at the end, but not available to find him in time. And NRG, I'm gonna look to bounce back here, but probably have to take an eco first. Half buy, I guess we'll do though. We'll get something going, but probably not too much.
Well, we'll see once when NRG is going to get into this. I imagine soon. They need to. Otherwise, M80 are just going to run them over. But that wasn't what I was expecting. Obviously, you can look at it and say, look, M80's got a ton of experience, did well at EPL. Everything should be rosy for them. But I feel like NRG can't be underestimated. We'll see. Well, my God. Like a beautiful headshot onto Nitro. That was the only real gun in the round. Then he gets the follow-up on Hex. Everyone's looking phenomenal right now for M80. Iraq gets the headshot automatic. Swisher's got nothing in terms of frags or deaths. So, I mean, nothing to be celebrating, nothing to be disappointed about. Just sitting at even numbers there. As Slacks going to be coming out with the AWP. Like, I don't think Swish cares. As long as his team is winning, that's what's important. Slacks going to get the op shot on Debris. OC the last one standing here, Cole. Alrighty. As it is 4-0 in favor of M80.
Yeah, I don't think Swisher minds too much anymore about you know, maybe the slight drop off in like individual performance. Talk about at some point, like, this guy was dropping monster numbers in international competition and would lose 2-0. But now he gets to win these events, he gets to prove and go into playoffs, and again, like, I've heard Lake talk about him as a huge motivating factor and like a very good leader in that sense to a young player, so definitely feel like he's got some really cool intangibles that he's taken into this team.
I agree. No, I'm definitely with you there. I think Swisher's taken on the tougher roles, isn't necessarily in the fragging roles anymore, and is more supportive, mostly, I would say, in terms of the util usage and maybe trying to get his team help his team out with some entries. But like you said, it's the intangibles, like a good teammate, a good leader to support Slacks as like the secondary captain, so to speak. And I think also a very positive motivator, keeps them focused in tough times. Speaking of tough times, he is the first one to fall here. 5v4 in favor of NRG. Breeze. And again, Nate, Molly down to 71 here. A little bit of spam by M80 through A main, and they got all four players here. There's the smoke pop. Breeze around the corner. Gonna do a lot of damage. Great flashbang. Automatic goes back with 3, though, and that will leave Slacks on an island by himself.
What a great spray down there. The flashbang was perfection, and I thought that was going to be the ticket in to that A bomb site, but the player standing behind him in automatic locks it in. Locks it up here. Slack's going to be put on notice. Has to fight for this AWP save. They're not in much of a position to too aggressively hunt him down. So he might be good to hold on to his weaponry. There you have it. There's a great round from automatic. Nice A1S spray as well. 3 kills in the clip. NRG on the board on the CT side.
Yeah, no, that was solid from automatic. I mean, obviously it was a great flashbang to delete Breeze by M80, but automatic was right there to recover. M80 just couldn't get past him. 3 players dropped to dirt, and then Slacks is left behind in A main, wondering what the heck just went down. So, first round found for NRG. Still a ton of money available for M80. They got the 4 AKs, the optimal util. On the other side, NRG need a couple in a row here to get their CT side rolling.
Still a lot of money in the back pockets, yeah. Oh, hear this early rush. Look at that. Breeze is listening in for information. He even blocks the donut smoke, but he can't block that headshot coming through from Lake. He finds the entry. He's traded by the op with the quickness. But they're going to lose control on this site. That Molly's going to flush in forward. The flashbang doesn't go deep enough, but Slack still holds the back lines. And OC, he's gone with 2. The mid lurk dealt with, and somehow it Slacks within a flash. Left last man standing. Looking for an extra fight, but he's getting boxed in right now. Needed the adjustment on the automatic. He stuck his way through. And it will be a comfortable defuse. They get caught a little over-aggressive there in the 4v3 and get punished for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good, an apt description of what happened. Just overextending, I would say, were M80 trying to go for fights they shouldn't have, and they ended up, I don't even know like how that happened so quickly, right? It was a 3v1 before we even knew, just blinked, and all the M80 players were gone, and Slacks again left those last one standing with the AWP. Not an ideal situation, and immediately isolated by Automatic. So NRG do indeed string those 2 rounds together. Still enough money for M80 to get pretty much a full buy. Slacks has to settle for only the smoke, but outside of that, it's full util and full guns here. Blazing for M80's Swisher. Speaking of blazing, he is just running on through the lane. Yeah.
A whole obstacle course he had to get through to get just up and towards Skywalk. The amount of utility that gets tossed right in his face. That is absurd, but he manages to get up all past it with only taking a little bit of damage. Rex were waiting for this re-aggro towards middle. Smoke's tossed in. Automatical challenge, the early fight there, and Rek gets rewarded with his patience. This time a flashbang as well, flying up. They don't throw any of those red room smokes. They just wait for this aggression all over the map, and they will give them the fights they're hoping for. That bullet whizzes by Hex as well as he looks to dance over the edge of this smoke. He's gonna go through it. He is toast. Knife? No. Since not about the funny business. It's strictly wins here. Hex walks in back turned. Probably just jump scared him at some point, and M80. It was a hiccup there, but they get the round right back. They just wait for them to fall into their crosshair.
Yeah, that's just it's the German efficiency, right? They don't mess around. Serious business right there from Sin. Augustine does manage to get one on Rek. Lake jumping onto the
Lake's
site.
gonna go for the knife though. Yeah, he is.
Probably
Yeah,
will.
he is. Yeah, he is. Yes. That's more like it.
Of course. That's
And
the
a little-
American way, right? The
And a little
flashy
tactical
stuff.
crouching there as well. That's so funny, man.
It's interesting seeing like the immediate comparison between like the mindsets, right? We're always going for flashy plays, and over on the European or even the German side, they're just
I got one kill B.
don't mess around.
He is dead. He pushed the smoke. So this robotic calls, and then you know on the other end of things, I bet you Lake screaming, "Get knifed" or something. Look at me. Look at me, Hex.
Oh boy. Well, M80 feeling
Lake.
pretty good, right?
Not another
I thought
knife
he
kill.
saw him.
He didn't fully clear it, and Lake gets another one off the back of it. This now hold towards the B site could crumble. But it's a huge kill for Nitro to alleviate all of that stress. There's multiple members identified here, and on the other end of the map, you also see that Rek has taken the initiative out towards A main, and is now rolling on in towards the A bomb site, calling it clear and getting those extra players rotated over. The one big point here is that OC could get in a position where he could cut off the bomb, and Sin is the only one with a smoke. He has deployed it. He threw it towards CT, so it's right where it needs to be, I believe.
Yeah, it's perfect because the operator won't be able to get any visibility. NRG have a lot of control down bottom mid, but that doesn't really matter since you know, M80 are already on this A site, planting the bomb right in that top corner. And NRG almost certainly going to have a look. Money-wise, it's not great. So they need a quick one, and I think that might convince them to save, because immediately Rek finds Nitro swinging around off that flashbang and donut, and yeah, there you go. NRG realizing, okay, we got an op, we got an AK. Better to carry this forward than to throw it into the wind.
Did go for an all-in investment there as well, and it is nice to save a couple of guns at the moment, and especially that AWP, but and maybe just controlling the map so effectively. Lake getting away with some crazy antics, and these are the sort of numbers and performances here that you do kind of offer up the question of, you know, can he fill the shoes? And obviously, you know, Malbs is one hell of a player, but the way he's just flying out middle, getting himself into these crazy positions, finding a multi-kill off the back of it, it's just so effective. 157 ADR, popping off here in another game.
I mean,
And then
Lake
when he
was
gets taken down, it's Rick right behind him that you know, can take that A space and say, guys, A's clear.
Definitely. I mean, Lake's always been a great player, right? I think it was fantastic scouting on the M80 side to pick him up, and I mean, he's already proving that he's pretty solid in a pro league. That's when he started to climb the ranks, I would say, in terms of stats and get to the top for the team. And now he's really embracing it. I think on the NA level, he's really going to be able to pop off. Breeze is going to get the headshot on Wreck. That's not that great for M8. Lose a player that quickly there. Smoke pop. Lake gets one. Can't get the second. Fantastic trade from Nitro. Flashbang going to get tossed forward. Sin spamming through the smoke. Won't be able to get it. An automatic, in fact, with the CZ. Spot Swisher getting a little lackadaisical on his approach. Now we're in a 4v2, and everyone from NRG has a rifle. They only had pistols coming into this, but it's now 3 AKs and an op. And I don't see how M80 are going to fight their way out of this one. Slack's now in a 1v2. Needs to hit the shot if Automatic pushes here. Automatic might have seen him.
Oh.
And firing off a shot is Slacks. He does see the bodies. He knows where they are.
Oh my God.
No, Automatic will end him. And NRG wins an unlikely one.
Yeah, it's huge to pick up a round earlier than they maybe could have anticipated. With little investment being able to be brought in, they get it done with the pistols. A CZ. One of Nitro's specialties there. He loves that CZ.
Yeah.
But get the job done on getting him a little over-aggressive in that B side. I mean, again, when you lose Wreck in a play like that, you lose your lurk. I think you got to speed it up as well. But they run through the smoke, and you never want to run through a smoke against pistols. That'll just be near certain death. Speaking of running through smokes here, Lake is bumping into one another. A chance now for Automatic to get the jump on this mid play as they make their way through forward. It's 3 kills from Automatic again, and 1 clip of the A1S spray. He's done it once more. But oh, OC, is he not aware of this? No, he's not. And in between them is a Hex on the prow. An opportunity for Hex to now look to recover this one as the bomb and AWP is being brought over, but how aware is Slacks of this possibility? I mean, when Hex is still on the server, you have an idea. Will he clear his corners effectively, turning it around? Both players boxed in because I believe they heard the footsteps through the water. And Slacks is on such an awkward angle. Hex is now not paying attention to where the fight could be coming from. And Slacks is going to get a peek, walking right into his crosshair. It's Hex. Oh my God. They lined it up perfectly, and Automatic's 3K gets shut down.
That is so discouraging if you're on my... Like, guys, I got a 3K. I literally did everything I needed to do in that situation. I waited for the smoke to fade. All 3 players I saw done. And you can't win it. What happened? No, but really, M80 played it well. I think Slack's exceptionally patient at the double doors towards the B site. Waits for the player to come through. Hex was in that vicinity for so much time. But we can't forget the contribution of Sin, who gets the first one going towards that B site. OC just caught completely off guard. And then he swings around to find the second to make things a lot more comfortable for Slacks, who still had to get to the bomb site. But, I mean, he was in no hurry at all. Wanted to wait to see if anyone was going to peek around there, and they absolutely did. NRG are going to be kicking themselves a little bit. I think that's a round that they shouldn't have let slip away, and it gives M80 a 7th. And also, not to mention, NRG, their economy hasn't really had a chance to settle in, right?
They haven't had that opportunity to build up any economy. You need rounds in a row for that. They can't find it. Automatic giving them that 3K would have been the chance, but I mean, again, this is where see some of the op presence here. Sometimes a little bit of struggle from OC, not being caught, fully aware of the possibilities, and Nitro will run head first into the spear of Slack's AWP, but Breeze and Hex will do a good job of pulling it back here, and so the man advantage vanishes and then turns into favor for NRG instead. Well, Uno reverse card as Slacks goes for another swing. Not a hit this time around, but Sin has made his way into the site. What is happening here? Caught with utility out, knife out for OC. He gets caught completely surprised and now getting run down from 2 different angles. He does have a rifle though. And Rek cannot make his way through the smoke. He's hoping for a line, but as he walks through, he will be leveled out. OC this time, wide awake and ready for that potential push. Slacks can't get anything done with that Tech 9. Too much distance in between them. And there you go, NRG with another one of these scrappy buys gets the job done.
Honestly, pretty wild. I was going to say exactly the same thing. Like, it's the scrappier buys that NRG are winning And then when they get the full buys, M80 takes control. And I think that's the third time out of the 4-round victories that Slacks has been left in a 1v3, which is pretty crazy. That's happened so consistently when M80 have been losing rounds. Anyway, M80 heading into the final round of this half are buying up whatever they can. It's going to be 3 Galils, an AK, a Tech 9, and 5 pieces of utility. I think they had a bit more at the beginning of the round, but they've already deployed it. As you can see, that smoke on Catwalk. Breeze, ooh, getting aggressive, pushing out all the way to the end of a main. Sin's gone, that's the bomb as well. Oh no, NRG, I don't know if they realized that was the bomb because actually Breeze smokes off a main, so will be grabbed again. Maybe he would have pushed out if he'd known. Osi gets the shot, even though he's dinked in the process. Lucky that was a Galil, and Nitro finds one onto Swisher. 5v2, NRG looking pretty comfortable.
Should be able to close the distance if it's not for a meddling wreck and Spawn who's looking to find a couple. He needed a couple. Now it's just on the back of Slacks here. Got his weapon of choice, and with a lot of targets to chew through. The one silver lining is that he has the bomb, but it'll drop, as will the round, and NRG will fight back for 5. We'll be seeing if they can keep up the momentum after a break.
Alrighty, we're back. Second half of action, M80 NRG, and NRG had a nice little recovery on the tail end there. I mean, it was a rough start for them, down 4-0, but once the guns came out, it got better, but it wasn't because of the guns, it was because of the scrappy rounds where they had the pistols, where they were able to get some rounds under their belts. Let's see if they can continue on here as they switched over to their T side. Opening frag from Breeze onto Rec. still have the dualies to deal with on the M80 side. Lake and Swisher rocking those with the body armor as well. And Lake going to be at the tip of the spear. 3 players to challenge with great flashbang throw, but he can't capitalize on it. Does manage to slip away, but no frags to speak of for M80 yet. Look at Swisher go, though. He's pushed up to the doublers. If he only gets one, now it's up to Sin and Wreck on the A site to hold the fort, and they've gotten one as well. 3v3.
Oh, Hex is on a solo mission with the bomb. Yeah, you can't make the case to run in solo towards the bomb. They were trying to solo fake, but now he's boxed in. Oh, and there's the bomb that drops to the floor. They've ripped this round away. They ignore the problem with this A side because they know where the goal is, where the package is. And they take that kill. Swisher's push down B ends up with some very valuable information. And they now have to recover not only a 2v3, but the bomb is first things first. They've got this knotted up as well. 2 sets of dual Berettas to get past initially. At least Lake is low, so that's something to lean on. But they hear the footsteps. Both players kind of being identified, hearing the noise towards middle. We'll see if Sin's attention turns away. He's waiting for a chance to swing. Lake's gonna let him pass, and then he gets a free shot to the side of the head right there. It's a comfortable victory off the back of that play.
Wow, that was really well played from M80, right? You talked about it. They saw the bomb. They knew it was there. They said, forget about these guys over at A. We are going to cycle around and trap Hex in this position at Cat. They boxed him in, bottled him up, and just destroyed him as soon as they spotted him out in that position. And that gains control of the bomb. And then another really nice note is that Lake lets the first player pass, so they're not even thinking about what's going on in Jaguar. His first frag comes through from Sin, and then Lake activates to ensure that he gets 15th frag on the map. He's at the top of the scoreboard for both teams here. And M80 have extended their lead back to 3. Well, Sin's got the information. They're probably going to toss that nade on forward now. It's going to do a ton of damage. Maybe just the bullets. Yeah. Yep, it is the nade and the bullets. Swisher getting 3 frags. He has already performed better than that first half in terms of frags. And it's 9 for M80.
There you go. Gets to feast up those sweet ecos. As you highlighted again, he's been very sacrificial with this roster.
Yeah.
Stepping into some more tough roles for this squad and been able to fill it nicely here. Again, I think a player with such a level head that it's not going to take a hit on his confidence. He's still bringing in those effective positionings. And we saw in the pistol round, he didn't leave that B site too early. He didn't open it up for access. He instead ran forward, dropped the bomb. Got that information. Guy that's adaptable, a guy that can play smart. Initially sacrificed a lot of those roles so that Mouse could join the squad. Still trusting in Lake. This new guy is Wreck. It's a signature position on almost every first gun round. I see him play close, jiggle with a Molotov out. Almost what he does at every opening round, and he does it again. The Molotov lands the kill, but they're losing out on these rotations here. Cutting off is automatic, who continues to fight forward so effectively. There's a player in Temple that they should be concerned about. Is it covered? Yeah, it should be watched by the player on tree. OC has his teammates back, and it's a pretty easy case for Sin to make the save. Although, he's going to have to fight for survival in this one. X is closing out on him. And will pull through the flank. MP9s will hit the floor in the bonus round. Going to be knocked out by the side of NRG.
I think NRG just caught them off guard at every single turn. Just the pace was not expected by M80. Swisher trying to walk his way out of CT towards B, and automatic cuts him off there. And NRG taking control of that round, which technically was a bonus, but M80's money isn't good enough to get a full buy-up out of this. It's going to be 2 FAMASas and 3 M4s. They very much like those FAMASas to be M4s as well, but it won't be the case here. We'll see if it's a difference maker. NRG still down by 3, so they need to pull together a few in a row to get all knotted up once more. 4 players heading towards that B site. And Sin at a critical juncture here in Jaguar, where NRG may be headed very shortly. It could just be Nitro, though, which would favor Sin if Nitro tries to push through the smoke, but Sin's not feeling it. Spidey sense is tingling. He says, okay, going to back off a little bit. And Nitro does eventually make his way into Jaguar. He's got support. It will likely be a bit of a hit. It's definitely going to be one. Sin has to move away from a Molotov, and he won't take that much damage from it. It's Nitro staring down here at what will be a smoke blocking off his vision. NRG might have to make an adjustment mid-round here.
I mean, no cave control granted. They do throw a lot of utility at the problem, trying to keep them away from this play. But Hex will solve some of those problems straight through the wall. That is persistence from Hex. He will collect a kill. Slacks doesn't get to play the round because he got wall banged. And now, off the back of that, Sin is going to also concede some of that cave control, force into more passive positions, and again, the persistence might pay off for this T side. They're playing dodge flash. Nitro not caught, not phased by that bit of utility. 25 seconds though, man. This is a lot of fear, but they're getting a late rotation. They're starting to rotate off of this B bomb site, and they've given over space enough to at least get some access on the bomb site here. We'll see if they can get some comfortable bomb plant, but they wait for the flash to roll on in before they swing. Swisher sidelined. 7 seconds. Time to lock it in, and Automatic is looking to close it out through eliminations, and Rek is just left scratching his head as the game plan comes up completely NRG.
Nitro loves to go for those late round hits. I mean, he's done it before, especially on Ancient. I see it a lot from him and Stanislaw. I remember those two teams, wildcard versus NRG on this map.
So long games.
Very long, yeah, very long games here. But, you know, it works when you get those. You have to be perfect, obviously, because you have very little time, and there's still a lot of bodies to take care of. But right there, Nitro was the first one to get a frag. Said, hey, guys, I'm going to lead by example here, making sure he gets one. And then the flank comes in at the perfect moment to trap M80 and really give them absolutely no chance to respond at all. And you see that leads to the save for Rex. So NRG are going to string two together. Economy's completely shot for M80, and they're just going to be on a full-on eco with the FAMAS in play. I don't think anything gets purchased up here at all.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a lot of solid investment from the other side of things. Even Rek tossing over his smoke for Slacks. That's a real good teammate right there. Just keeping his Molotov. Smoke will go quick towards middle. Rek will look actually play off towards middle. So going over towards that A side. Automatic not giving anything here in this head-to-head, and the rifle does sing for a quick kill. He's down very low, but there's a potential for that AK to be picked up. There you have it. Lake able to grab it. Also got a Molotov. But now they need to get back involved in towards this B side. See what he can do from the cave position. It's going to be difficult. Flashbang's going to make it even harder. Perfectly placed. Hex with the setup. Breeze to knock it down. They don't have coverage for the bomb plant, though, so an extra casualty, it shouldn't cost them too much. Sin's going to make his way out of this one right into the open arms of Automatic, and... Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. not gonna fall victim to any sort of shenanigans, and NRG onto 8. They're closing this distance quickly and really coming through with the efficient T side so far.
Yeah, honestly, that was Automatic and was it Slacks or Sin? Excuse me, Sin looking away at the exact same time. Like
Yeah,
they both made
180.
the look away exactly when one of them could have had the jump on the other, and neither gets it, and then Automatic finds the easy one. Well, NRG will be on to 8. That one was a bit of a gimme. Now the guns will be back out for M80, 3 M4s, the FAMAS, and the MP9. And they're just going to run it in. Wow, that's a nice flashbang coming through. Breeze manages to get the trade, and then Hex finds Sin has helped a lot of damage done by the IGL, and now that's going to matter because Slacks managed to take out a healthy OC. Breeze going to plant this bomb, but M80 are immediately threatening here. Smokes are up to slow them down a little bit, but Hex is low at 11 HP. Luckily for him, M80 don't have nades, and Lake has been removed. Slacks manages to get the trade, but this is becoming more and more untenable for M80. Breeze waits, spots it, and now Slacks is trapped in cave. Trapped outside of the bomb site, and he will just be backing off to save the AK.
Gotta hold on to it. There's another quick play. And as you highlighted, Nitro taking some of the slower approaches in some of these rounds, but a lot more speed, a lot more pep into the step there on a B-side call, and it catches them off guard. And this is what I talk about when you talk about bringing Nitro into the squad. You come through with a lot more killer instinct in the calling department here. They have this dynamic range of a T side that can go both very quick and very fast, and I think he times these calls really well, is what's crucial. conditions those slow rounds throughout the majority of this half. Now he speeds it up. A little tempo change goes a long way. And NRG locked themselves in a tied scoreline, and they've broken the economy once again. Lake fast towards middle of the 5-7, getting caught with utility out. He's blasted out of the round. HE doesn't quite land for him. Hex is walking his way through the smoke, but the job's already done. Automatic. Doing so much heavy lifting in the opening stages here. Making the job easy for everyone else, and the A play is just gonna finish this round off.
I mean, seeing NRG play like this just makes me more and more disappointed that they couldn't make the RMR, right?
It's truly tragic.
It really is. Because I feel like they belong there, and they're just, I mean, they didn't win enough, so they don't belong there, I suppose, but, like, they would not be out of their element at all.
Yeah, I feel like it came as such a high-pressure environment there, and also, to be honest, I think they made a couple mistakes in the veto versus Legacy, but barring that, I really thought this was a roster that could be locking it in, and then, you know, from that point, you set yourself up for, you know, a couple boot camps there, you get yourself prepared. I actually think they also could have been another team that could make some waves at the major. I mean, obviously I got a lot of NA bias to me, but in terms of, like, what they're showing right now with what Nitro's been able to show in the past, as well as such a strong leader with a lot of faith from his teammates. They're back in form, you know, Breeze and Automatic. And then Hex, as I said, you know, as of recent, playing at an all-time high. I really feel like this roster could have done some damage. They'll obviously look to do some more in the future. I think they've got a lot to look forward to. I'm excited to see them, but you know, winning out ECL, like making it to some qualifiers to get to international competition like M80 has been doing is a key factor for this squad. It's the next step.
No question about that. Oh.
Sin. Oh, sin. Playing a dangerous game. Automatic another entry, and they're out A? Oh, this is feeling a little bit doomed right now. Shadow advantage, and it's a little labor, but it'll get the job done. They've got a little bit of control towards A, but they're all over the map. And this is pure chaos.
Yeah, this is really bad for M80 because they've given too many gaps in their defense. They have no idea where NRG has gotten to, and they're just scrambling to find out where the bodies are. Automatic's got a great angle here. Flashbang does nothing, and he finds the freebie onto Swisher. Wreck will just be falling back, and NRG are on a ridiculous run here. It'll be 11-9 in their favor. Wreck does manage to find that frag onto Nitro. I would expect OC and Automatic are going to chase full on here. They have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by getting the op ripped out of the hands of Wreck.
He just walked away with so much control. You can see victories all over the map. And now we're seeing M80 really hope to rely on some individualism with some of these plays. Wreck is caught in a miserable timing. OC will get his reward of an AWP and an extra kill. No op saved. I mean, as I was saying, like, Sin making this very forward-facing move through Cave to try and close out some of this catwalk control has been important. But, you know, fighting up against a head-to-head versus Automatic right now is not going to be an easy task. Timeout much needed. We'll see if that experience from the other side of things from Depth can come on through and breathe a little bit of life into him.
I mean, it is gone from what looked like an incredible start and a map that possibly could have been easily going their way to being down 11-9, not in a position to buy up either, so they're going to have a half buy coming through, potentially losing map number 1 to NRG. But, I mean, we already framed it in the pregame. NRG are underrated in a lot of situations, and they can definitely go toe-to-toe with a team like M80. I just thought that M80 would be able to overcome them, but as it stands, well, I mean, it's not over yet. This has been a lackluster CT side.
A lot of surprises with how easy this T side has looked. There's even more credit to Nitro. Doesn't have to come in the fragging, but the calling circles around this defense has been very impressive. Now, again, you got to get to the point where you can finish off this map. That sometimes can be a whole new challenge. Off the back of an M80 timeout, can they fight forward? You got to do it on a scrappy buy, give NRG a taste of their own medicine here. A lot of targets on this B site. I haven't really messed with A all that often in terms of bomb plants. The slow cave control, I mean, that's been the bread and butter of NRG. If they can wait a round out, test the waters, bait the utility of the CT side out late into the round, I mean, they show that the poise and comfort to close out in a late game scenario.
This could get a little hairy for NRG, though. They're going for a full-on rotate, and Rec has a lot of forward positioning here into A main. Automatic expecting it, so good on him. Very heads up here. Goes around, loses the fight fairly cleanly up against Rec, and now NRG don't really have space. You have to. There's only 25 seconds left, and this is the danger of waiting too long. No, Breeze is alone with the bomb.
Breeze, you cheeky devil. Oh, God, he's not going to move, though. They're waiting for this donut play here, and there's no rotates. They're very far removed. Rec has to do it by himself. 10 seconds is going to cut it close. The recovery being made, and Nitro knows he needs to cut off any chance of denying this bomb plant. It's just about enough time as Sin flushes forward. He's blinded up, and he can't fight forward. I mean, it's enough being done from Nitro and Breeze to close it off. They had just enough time to win it, and NRG will steal the round away in the end.
Absurd. That's crazy play coming through from Nitro. He gets the one, swinging around through Donut. That was, everything had to be called perfectly, and the coordination on NRG's side was exactly that. I mean, getting the players all rotated in towards that A site, supporting Breeze, who had the bomb on his back and could have been exposed, but he wasn't, luckily for him. And then the rest of the players come in, and Nitro gets the first, but then the next two, he's just pre-firing because he knows they have to come from CT, and he gets the first one on the pre-fire, the second one spraying down the players. They were trying to stop the bomb plant, and with 5 seconds left, the bomb gets planted just in the nick of time. Sin is going to get the opener here. M80 need 3 in a row just to push overtime, but NRG are on the cusp of taking the first map here and handing M80 their first loss of the season. Breeze, headshot onto Rec, even though the numbers on Max got a great spacing here, moving into Donut. He finds Lake 4v3 in favor of NRG.
Smoke goes down towards CT, cutting off the cross. No vision for Slacks. Spam. Test the waters just a little bit. Dip your toes in. See if the water's nice, as Slacks is forced to sit inside of the smoke to dodge the Molotov. The time's now ticking in. Time is of essence. Another smoke tossed in towards Slacks' location as well. It's nearly going to force him to run through it. And on the side of NRG, they know it. They're looking for the gut punch here. Sin flashed forward, trying to go for the fight. Swisher will find the first on the retake. Another one from Swisher. He finds 2 quick kills. A lot of impact in trying to save this one. But the smoke, it goes in towards Donut instead of on the bomb. And now Slacks is going to be a challenge to defuse. He can't pass it. He burns in the flames. And Hex is going to clutch up here to close out for NRG.
What a Molotov toss. That's just muscle memory coming through there, because the smoke was up and he's just like, okay, I know exactly where I need to throw this just based on my positioning, and he just nails it. I mean, nothing that M80 could do to get that defusal. It was over around